Welcome to the Lose Your Big Ass Stomach podcast. I'm your host, Jay Jackson, and my mission here is to help you get rid of that big ass stomach and take back control of your health so that you can look and feel your best by being the best version of yourself, mentally and physically, while destroying the mediocre agenda society is trying to brainwash you into, and breaking our families' generational curses of being unhealthy by being a healthy and fit role model. It's time to set a new standard. It's time to set a new standard of living. If you find the podcast helpful, be sure to hit that follow button because that helps us build a movement. Let's go. Guys, I'm about to get a little vulnerable with y'all today because I've been getting a lot of new people, rocking with your boy on the social media platforms, the Facebooks, the TikToks, the Instagrams, the podcasts, all that stuff. And so I believe it's important not for me to just give y'all game. I'm always going to give y'all the game. You know what I'm saying? Nutrition, training, all that stuff. But I think it's also important to know like the backstory and some of the backstory because it's bits and pieces. Because different phases and seasons of my life where I went through tough times that are important. I want to bore y'all with the boring shit. And so, we all experienced something tragic a couple of years ago, right? We experienced the whole COVID-19 thing. And, if you weren't aware of health, fitness, nutrition, exercising, then around that time, that's when you start to become aware. Why? Because they said people who had an immune system that was at risk, they had a higher chance of getting COVID and being severely troubled from COVID or whatever. And, during that time, I was doing a lot of in-person training. And at this stage in my career of doing fitness coaching and, training in person, I had already gone through I was working towards going online full time. And it's things that when you're in business and even sometimes when you're still working on your day job, but you're trying to build your empire on the side that people don't really talk about. And so I had to make some sacrifices because I was training a lot of people in person. And so I had to start to remove some of those clients from my roster in person so that I could prioritize online a little bit more. But I couldn't do it too fast. If I would have did it too fast, I probably would have went broke. And so during this time when COVID hit, I was still in the midst of that transition. There was a lot of uncertainty. You know what I'm saying? I had a lot of anxiety. I'm human. I'm just being straight transparent with y'all. And then COVID hit. And what happened during COVID? They shut down all the goddamn gyms. They shut down everything, man. And so I didn't know what the hell to do. Like straight up. I didn't have enough online coaching clients to float the boat, and if I'm not training people at the gym, I wasn't making no money. You know what I'm saying? And so that was tragic for me. It was like I just seen my bank account. They would still charge my ass for rent. You know what I'm saying? I still need to eat food. Still had to pay all my bills, all my expenses and everything. And so, I went through a really tough time mentally, financially. And that was like one of my rock bottoms. You know what I'm saying? And, I found myself just thinking like, man, what if this is actually like a blessing in disguise? Because I know I wanted to go online, but I hadn't quite figured out how to create content. I hadn't quite figured out how to write in a certain way to get people to want to rock with me or speak in a certain way to get people to want to, pay attention to my content and everything. And I was like, you know what, man, I'm about to learn how to write. I'm about to learn how to articulate my thoughts and my feelings. And, so I used that time and that rock bottom to write a book. Like y'all see my books behind me. Well, people who listen to the podcast, you don't see it. But I wrote the Gut to Abs book. That was my first book. I wrote the Gut to Abs book based on me starting to develop the skills of writing, the skill of articulating my thoughts to help more people during COVID. Because I ain't had time to do nothing else. I couldn't train people in person. And so this is what allowed me to get to the point where I had the writing skills to be able to write this book, which is now on Amazon. And, it's doing fairly well. It's not like no bestseller or nothing like that, but a lot of people be sliding my DMs. Hey, man, found the book really helpful. You know what I'm saying? And so that was like one of my biggest things. And even before that rock bottom, I went through another rock bottom, but I won't get into the whole details of the other one. But the biggest thing is this: we all have our seasons. I know a lot of times people feel like, man, it's just me that I'm the only one going through adversity. I'm the only one going through hard times. It's people that I've spoken to who've had, type 2 diabetes, may have lost a toe or something. Like, it's crazy, y'all. Or maybe had a stroke. I've had people who had strokes because of their health jump inside my coaching program, drop weight. Now they have the best health ever, and they're happy and confident, right? And so my point is this: it doesn't matter where you are right now. It doesn't matter. Like, it could be a lot worse. It could be a lot worse. If you're feeling down and out, going through rock bottom right now, maybe you just had a divorce. Maybe you lost your kids in divorce court or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't beat yourself up. The biggest thing you got to do is think to yourself, what is this moment, this season supposed to teach me? What is this supposed to teach me, man? And start looking within yourself. How can I improve my life during this time frame? Because a lot of times, if you're overweight, if you're out of shape, if you're unhealthy, if you're tired, like, you got to think, shit, what if I start exercising? What if I lose this weight? How much better would my life be? And so you want to think in the direction of, man, I'm not just going to dwell in misery. Because if you dwell in misery, shit, what you go attract? You go keep attracting misery. You see people who get depressed, then they start, talking to people, gossiping, negative energy. They start drinking, they start smoking, negative energy, negative habits, toxic habits. They start binge eating, and they develop all bad habits. They sleeping all day. They're not being proactive. And so when you're going through adversity, the thing that I did was I became proactive. A lot of times I start taking massive action. And a lot of times I don't even be knowing fully what's going to happen. I just know if I keep doing what I'm doing, shit can possibly get worse. If I don't do anything, things can get worse. Because there is no maintaining. People always, well, I'm just coasting. I'm just maintaining. No, you either getting better or you getting worse. You might not be able to see it initially, but inside our body, how you think some people have like type 2 diabetes? You can't see type 2 diabetes. You can't see high blood pressure. So just because you don't see things getting worse, it don't mean your health ain't getting worse. That's why it's important to eat right. And so this is why I always say, guys, you got to be proactive about this stuff. Yo, what up? Just wanted to take a quick second to let you know I want to change your life. If you've been listening to the episode and you know that I have what it takes to help you get rid of that big ass stomach and transform your body, and you ready to make them changes in your life, head over to my Instagram @JJacksonOfficial and DM your boy Real Results. And I'll reach out to you and we'll talk about your biggest struggles. We'll talk about the goals that you want to accomplish. And I'll give you some guidance and a game plan on what you need to do next to hit those goals. Again, head over to my Instagram @JJacksonOfficial and DM me the words Real Results. And I'll reach out to you to do what I can to help you. Now let's get back to the episode. And so that way, even if you ain't got it perfect, if you ain't going to the gym, man, take your ass to the gym. If you know you eating a whole bunch of junk food, you're drinking alcohol all the time, you're drinking lemonade and sweet teas and sodas all the time, and you know your stomach big as hell. You can see it. You see it in the mirror when you get out the shower. You know your body ain't where it needs to be at. Start being proactive. Because if you do nothing, you can go backwards. It can get worse. You see what I'm saying? If you keep doing the habits that got you to where you are, of course it's going to get worse. And so be proactive about just taking steps in the right direction. Don't worry about getting this shit perfect. You don't even have to be perfect to lose weight and get in shape and to lose your stomach. Guys, you have trainers out there, you got to count your macros. You got to work out in the morning. If you don't work out in the morning, you won't lose weight. Man, you don't have to do all that shit. You can work out at whatever time of the day you want to work out. You don't have to eat, you don't have to sell your soul to the chicken and broccoli diet. You don't have to eat salads all day to lose weight. You don't have to drink lemon water if you don't want to drink lemon water. The biggest thing is taking steps in the right direction. Okay, if I'm eating and drinking all this sugar, I'm going to cut back on the sugar. All right, I did that. All right, cool. Well, now let me start being aware of what kind of food I need to eat. Let me start eating more quality food. All right, cool. I'm eating more quality food. Well, let me start to be aware of how much I need to eat. This is what a lot of y'all fall victim at. You eating healthy, but you have no structure around how much calories you need to eat, how much protein you need to eat. Some of y'all, you're not exercising at all. You're not hitting the gym. You're not even walking. Like it's simple things like this that move you and help you to start getting into momentum. Like in other words, I was on a group coaching call a couple of weeks ago, and I was telling them whenever I go through adversity, I start motion, basically. Like I just get into motion. I just start doing things at a high rate. Like sometimes if y'all notice, y'all be like, damn man, he always posting. He is posting a lot lately. It's because I'm looking to try something new. Maybe I want to gain more traction. And so I just start motion. And once you start motion, eventually if you do it consistently long enough, you gain what we call it, traction. When you gain traction, then what happens? You start to gain momentum. A lot of people, they start to get to the point where they're gaining traction and momentum, then they let their foot off the gas. And they wonder why they end back up where they at. Guys, start with motion, get the traction, and then from there, getting the momentum, the rest is history. The rest is history. You could be going through all different types of adversity, but if you just get into motion to get yourself out of that situation, do it consistently long enough, you're going to gain traction. That puts you in momentum. Now you're seeing the weight coming off of you. Now you're seeing your stomach going down. Now you're seeing the man titties going away. Now you're seeing your clothes fitting better. People complimenting you. Don't stop when you get to that point. Go harder. Like, results should motivate you. You seeing the results, the fruits of your labor. Keep going. This is how I was able to overcome the rock bottom moments that I've had in my life. And it's been multiple. It's been multiple, y'all. Like, I feel like life is about going through the adversities. And so that way we can share them as like a blessing to people who maybe still going through them and don't know how to navigate through it. Let them know, hey man, it's okay. You go be sore when you go to the gym. I went through soreness too. You go have times where you stressed out and you don't feel like going to the gym. I had those days too, and I still went to the gym. Some people just don't. Nobody is really telling people, hey man, I'm human just like you. I be going through the same thing. A lot of people on social media just don't. They don't publicize it. They don't let you know that they go through hard times and rough times, whether it be with their fitness, with their relationships, with their marriage, with their kids, with their health. They don't say it. And so a lot of people, I feel like it's just fluff. Everybody showing their highlight reel. And so people be depressed about, somebody highlight reel. They like, damn, man, it just seems so perfect. But they don't even know because the person not being transparent and real with them. See what I'm saying? See, some of y'all probably was rocking with me back when COVID was going on. Because I was already on social media. You know what I'm saying? But y'all didn't know how bad it was. I didn't let y'all know how bad it was. But now that I've overcome those things, I've overcome the adversities and the challenges at that point in time, now I can give y'all the blessings on, here's what I did. I just got into motion, man. I got into motion. I started gaining traction. And once I started getting traction, yes, guys, I started investing in business coaches. I started gaining some money. I'm like, shit, man, I want this shit to keep on going, man. Let me invest in a coach, man, to get to the next level. Get done with that coach. Hey, man, let me go ahead and get to the next level. If that coach couldn't teach me more than what they had taught me. Like my business coach that I have now, man, I've been rocking with him about a year and a half. Almost a year and a half. You see what I'm saying? I went through his first program. He had more to offer. I'm like, cool. I'm with it. And so this is how you keep that momentum, because you keep growing. You keep getting better. You keep improving. You keep self-reflecting. Where can I improve in my life? And so I don't have to worry about sliding back into my old ways. You basically damn near become a whole new person. You become a whole new person through all this momentum that you've gained in your life, because you just continue to invest in yourself mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, relationship-wise. God, this is the game. This is the game. This is how you overcome adversity, man. All right? And lastly, you got to start talking positive to yourself. Like I see a lot of folks, they have very, very, very poor. We talk a lot about physical health, but a lot of people have very, very poor mental health, beating themselves up, negative thoughts. Like, what do you think that's gonna do to your energy, your vibration, your mood? It's gonna bring you down because all you're doing is thinking about negative. You're thinking about the worst thing, the worst outcome. Some people never invest in themselves because they always thinking about the worst outcome. You know what I'm saying? They never get started because they're thinking about the worst outcome. But what if you do it? What if you do invest in that coach? What if you do start hitting the gym? What if you do start eating better? And you overcome the sugar addictions, the food addictions, the binge eating. What's life gonna be like a year from now? What's life gonna be like 5 years from now, 10 years from now, if you actually took action? You dropped the weight, you lost the stomach, you lost the man titties. Like, what would life be like? What would you do? Guys, because you can have it. It's all about your habits. If you change your habits, you can change your life, man. You change your habits, you can change your life. All right? But hopefully I found this podcast helpful. If you did, be sure to hit that follow button. Leave your boy a 5-star rating so we can continue to grow this movement. And we out of here. Let go. Yo, appreciate you for tapping in and listening to the podcast episode today. Hopefully you found it valuable. And if you did and you want to learn more about how I can help you lose the big ass stomach, transform your body, and get your health on point, DM me real results over on Instagram at JJacksonOfficial for more information. And I'll reach back out to you to do what I can to help you hit those health and fitness goals. Let's get it.